Alright guys, so welcome to today's video, and in today's video I will show you how to create that Cooldown GUI you have seen in yesterday's giveaway episode, okay? So, let's try to work on this one. So you have to imagine that I'm now going to script that Cooldown GUI, and you're going to see the result, or you have already seen the result in yesterday's video, okay? So it is exactly the other way around. So, Cooldown GUI. Wait, let's actually call this one skills menu, because it is not a, well, this whole screen GUI is not going to be the cooldown GUI itself. It is going to be this skills menu, which has a cooldown feature inside of it. So we are going to have this combat frame. Let's give it a certain size. So the first thing is just going to be about designing this whole stuff, so it is not going to be something that complicated. So, no, wait. Okay, so that's actually fine. Regarding the size. Now, let's give it some color. Let's actually duplicate this. Let's make this transparent. Let's give it some components which are not transparent. Okay, there we go. So, upper, bottom. Okay. Now, we could increase the size of this one, to be honest, just to make this gap more small. Now let's move this all the way down. So that's too much. Well, I'm not sure. Okay, so this is fine. There we go. So, this looks clean as hell. So, let's add this UI gradient to it. Wait, let's see what or how this whole thing would look like when we add this UI corner. It looks fine. It looks perfect, to be honest. So, let's add this gradient to it. Let's see what this gradient will do. Okay. Let's duplicate it and let's put it inside of here as well. And there we go. So we have now finished the overall design right here. Now we are going to add some text labels, and those text labels, they're going to be important to display the attacks, So All right. So those are important components, okay? So you'll need the scrolling frame to be able to scroll through this skills menu, okay? And then you will also need this UI list layout, because this one aligns those frames inside of here automatically, so that you do not need to play around with the position right here. So those are important things you have to add. Well, I'm not sure about the design at this point. So what we possibly could do is that we do it this way. So we have this frame right here. Move one. Okay, so this is just going to be a template frame. So we have this frame right here, and then we have this cooldown bar, okay? This cooldown bar is going to have the same size as our move one frame. This one is going to be not transparent, and I'm going to make this one black, but make it slightly transparent so that you'll see when it is dropping down, okay? Maybe this way. Now, no, not move name, but skill name. Now, clone this one, or copy this one, and paste it inside of this moves, moves frame. Now, height, skill name, yeah, okay, let's just keep it as skill name. And as you can see, this text is above the black layer, and this black layer is our cooldown, cooldown bar, which just goes to the left. And this text right here is our skill's name. So wait, X alignment is on the left side. Skill E. Let's move it down. And the next thing is going to be the time. Instead of having this at 1, let's have it at 0.5. And the same for this one as well. And down here, we are going to have a time in seconds, which displays the cooldown duration. So position 0.5, 0.6, there we go. Text alignment on the right hand side this time. And wait. And now the duration in seconds. Okay, there we go. Now this cooldown bar right here is now visible. Okay, and this is it. Now we can like duplicate this whole thing over and over again. And as you can see, this UI list layout is responsible to make all of these single frames align down each other. Now, we are only going to have this one right here for now, because our combat only consists of one move, which is this punch. No, this, basic combat skill right here. Basic combat. And the cooldown duration actually takes 0.5 seconds, so let's fix this up. 0.5 seconds. There we go. Let's rename move 1 in basic combat. And let's do the following. So let's first of all create another code right here, another part of this code. So you have to go inside of this combat control script. Now script parent equipped connect function. So once this tool has been equipped, we want to make this bar right here, this GUI right here appear. So local GUI, game players, local player, player GUI, wait for child, skills menu. There we go. Now, if GUI, then we want to make this combat frame, first of all, visible. And we want to tween this whole thing. So, tweening basically, you have to imagine that you have an instance, and this instance has two statuses. So, the first status is its current state, and the second one is the state you want to achieve through tweening. So tweening basically creates the transition from the first to the second state, and this might sound a little bit too abstract to understand, but you'll hopefully understand it when I demonstrate you the use of tweening. So, game get service, tween service, create. Now, the first argument right here is the instance which we are trying to tween, which is our combat frame right here. The second thing is called tween info, and this tween info basically is just the settings for our tween. The first argument for our tween info.new is the time this tween should take. Let's say 1 second. Second argument is the easing style, so enum, unum, easing style whatsoever. And this third one is enum, unum, easing direction, out. Now there are much more settings which we will not concern now because they are unnecessary, they're useless for us. Okay, let's move on with the third argument right here of this overall create function. So we were speaking of the arguments for the tween info part right here, but now we have returned back to this create function. And the third argument right here defines the second state which we want to achieve. And the second state of our combat frame, combat GUI, is our combat frame in this position. Okay, so our first state of this frame is going to be the combat frame invisible and down here so that it is invisible for us. So position vector 2, no, udem 2, udem 2 dot new, and just add this position right here. There we go. Now, make this whole tween play. And you're good to go. Now, make sure that this frame right here is invisible and that it is down here so that you're moving it up when you equip the tool. There you go. So, that's basically what tweening is about. So, our frame right here is in its normal state, in its first state, which is basically the frame invisible and down here. Now the second state which we want to achieve is the frame appear and visible, and tweening creates the transition in between. So tweening is responsible for this frame to come up and to be visible. So that's just to make you understand what tweening is about. Now, let's move on by creating the opposite case. So this is when the tool is equipped. Now we have to create the opposite case, which is basically when you unequip the tool. So tool unequipped. So what is supposed to happen? We're going to move this thing down, means in its first state. So right now. So right now we have the position. Okay, so that this position right here is always the same, but we have this one in front. So that's basically what I've just added. So it's one. Now, instead of having GUI comment visible true, have it false. I think that you're also able to do it. Wait, probably not. I'm gonna try this out. So, wait one. False. There you go. So this should be fine. Let's see. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. And this is it. In order to create the skills frame. Now, we have created the skills frame. We have... Wait, not you, but I have created this combat thing right here. This combat tool. And now we have finally gotten to the point where we are going to work on this cooldown GUI. Okay. So how is this going to work? So script parent activated is responsible to react when the player has performed a left mouse button click while having the tool equipped, which results in an attack. Now, this cooldown right here is of course responsible to display that a attack is currently not usable because it has been used, and there is this short time period which you have to wait. And in this time period, we are going to have this, where is it? This cooldown bar enabled, which just slowly goes down. Okay, so that's the whole purpose of what we're going to do. Now, GUI. GUI, wait. Combat. Bottom. Scrolling frame. Basic combat. Cooldown bar. So we have now referred to this cooldown bar, okay? So GUI is basically everything till here, then combat, bottom, scrolling frame, and so on. Now we have referred to this cooldown bar. Let's define it so that we do not always have to make this huge reference. And we have to create another tween now. So we are only going to work with tweening at this point. Wait, where's why? Wait, what is wrong with GUI? Let's have it up here instead of down there, so that we are able to refer to it inside of here as well. So GUI and so on. Now, instead of having GUI combat, we are going to have bar, and this is going to be 0, and this is going to be 1, as far as I know. Okay, there we go, and this should be in, wait for a second, so I'm gonna explain this, do not worry. Bar visible true, bar visible false, and bar size udem 2 new 1 1 no 1 0 1 0. Okay, there we go. Instead of having position right here, we're going to have size. So let me play through this and let me see how it looks like. 1 2 3. As you can see, this works fine. This works fine as well. So this works fine. This works fine, guys. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so let me just quickly go through this and I'm gonna end the video at that point. So we have this tween right. No, wait. Let me start from here. So we have defined, or we have referred to this cooldown bar. We have defined it as a variable which is called bar, and we are going to make this bar visible first of all, because you guys know that this cooldown bar right here is invisible from the start, because we have did it so. Okay. Now, second thing is that tween. So we are going to tween this bar after it has been made visible, and let me explain you the idea behind of this tween. So, gameplay. So if you take a look at the bar now, you can see that the bar right here actually starts from here and then goes all the way down here. And this is basically what the tween is going to do. So we have this bar's first state, which is right here, so where my mouse currently is, and the second state is down here. And the tween basically makes the bar drop from here to here within 0.5 seconds. So within this short time period we have right here. But that's the whole purpose of this tween. And as you can see, the instance which we want to tween is the bar, the settings, well, 0.5, so everything should happen in 0.5 seconds. And linear out, so those are settings which you, well, should not think about, because, well, they do not play a huge role within this context. Now, this is our second state which we want to achieve, size. And this size basically makes sure that the bar is all the way down to the left by having this x-axis, or by having the value on the x-axis at 0. Then we are playing this tween, and after 0.5 seconds, means after the cooldown time has passed, we have this cooldown value. Well, the video's purpose is not about cooldowns itself, but about the Cooldown GUI. But we have this cooldown value, which is important in the context of cooldowns, and yeah, so this is going to be false. And then the bar is going to be invisible once again. And then we are reverting the bar basically back to its first state, so that we are able to do it over and over again. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If so, leave a like, subscribe, share this video to all of your friends. Let me feedback in the comment section, guys. Take care and see you in the next video.